Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with another Inkbound Daily. Today is the solo daily for October 27th. And most importantly, that is the start of Season 3 of Inkbound. So there's going to be a lot of changes that we're hopefully going to be able to go over during the run, but otherwise, I don't know what I was about to say. Honestly, quite a lot has changed. We will be playing Magma Miner, going from Vedgewood into Derelict Starship, and then up against Runestone. We no longer have a run quest because run quests don't exist. Instead, we have set bonuses that are going to try and replace the guaranteed benefit of being able to get a legendary and having to try to balance legendaries versus all sorts of different builds. Our modifiers today are Store of Legends, which allegedly this 50% Quillings now actually works. So we should actually make a significant amount of money. Healing pools only restore 3 HP. This is called Drought. We'll have to see if this works. If this actually works, it's actually a huge nerf. And I'm a little confused because this works differently versus the ranked modifier of the same name. So I'm wondering if it's actually supposed to be the ranked modifier, or if it's actually supposed to be this, or if it's supposed to be something entirely different. We might need to keep an eye on that. And then, of course, we also have Inkwash, which does the same thing as it did before, except now it's allegedly been fixed, and it works on bosses. Whereas before, bosses, for some reason, were omitted. Honestly, I would think that that would be intended for it to be omitted, because most effects in this game are that refer to enemies, refer to normal enemies, and if it refers to a boss or a guardian, it usually specifically states that. So, I don't know, make it make sense. Anyways, that's what's going on here. We have Blessing of Misplaced Nobility. It's basically Shielded Cannon from one of the old Sea Breach events. Sea Breaches have been almost completely reworked. But notably, we got to get that 50 HP. I believe so. They also changed how stuff scores. Turn penalties are now half as high as they were before. Bosses are apparently worth a little more. That's a little interesting. I might need to bug report that. Because if bosses are worth 6,000, then the turn penalty should be 300. It's basically, what would that be? 5% of the total base cost. And then you have a combat damage modifier now. So basically what this looks at is from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight, how much health did you lose? If you have equal or more health, then you get a perfect result, which adds another 10% of that base combat value. If you lost up to 10 health, then you will lose 1% per HP lost, and you shouldn't be losing more than 10%. I honestly haven't tested it in the beta branch, so I don't know if that's how that works correctly. Completing the run is obviously worth 5,000 as per usual, and Quillings now have 5 tiers, and it caps at 500, which means that we can spend much more money, and most notably, there's a lot more ways to get money now. So you pretty much just get to spend whatever you want. Honestly, I'm kind of against that. I think that if they added more sources of getting money, they should have upped the requirement, or at least kept it the same. But now we're making more money, and we get to spend more money. So the whole daily aspect of it is sort of moot, I guess. Anyways, and it also seems like, I might be incorrect here, but it seems like HP is worth more. I might be incorrect on that. Anyways, that's all that's going on right now. The other thing to note about dailies in particular is that we now have 3 fights per book. It's no longer air quotes a quick dive. In fact, quick dives aren't even quick dives anymore. We play the full duration of the game, regardless of what mode you're on. This is generally going to appear empty because in normal runs you are able to take a look at your books and then change your class and your trinket accordingly. This is mostly due to quick match, or whatever the heck they call their matchmaking. They want you to be able to matchmake as quick as possible and be able to sort out what you're doing here, and just in case you run in and it's like, I don't know, 4 moss cloaks or something like that. I'm trying not to overload you guys with all these changes, but there's certainly some things that need to be explained before we even get through the first combat. First of all, vestiges. Vestiges now have things called set bonuses, and basically this is kind of like your whatever your auto battler of choice is. Team fight tactics. I keep forgetting what the Dota one is. Yeah. Sorry. But basically this is an ambusher vestige. And so grabbing this will give us 1 of ambusher. When we get 4, we get the effect listed there. Ambusher triggers on the second turn. And then when we get to 6, ambusher triggers on the second and third turn. And at 9, ambusher triggers every turn. So, theoretically speaking, if we can get 9 ambusher, then we will have 2 will every turn, as well as anything else that our other ambusher sets give us. This is probably one of the most swingiest sets in the game, simply because it's hard to get high amounts, and, well, they're good vestiges if you can get them to proc multiple times, because they're better due to the fact that they only proc 1 turn a fight. Now, you might be thinking, how do I get 9 when we only have 7 vestige slots? We'll get to that later. Now, I think that we might actually go for precision, because for the most part, stat shrines, or not even for the most part, stat shrines literally don't exist anymore. And so if you want stats like crit chance, burn damage, physical power, then you need to go for those respective sets. Otherwise, again, those stats don't exist. And whereas before, your physical power, magic power, ability power was one of your most the multiplier that you would have the easiest access to, because it shows up a whole lot, it's on a lot of vestiges. When you get the stat shrines, you can often select it. That's actually not the case anymore. And so being able to get the stats that you want is a lot more difficult in the current state of the game if you don't interface at all with stuff like the sets. So that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind. I potentially may want to crit, so I'm going to make sure that I don't miss out on crit. On top of that, Moss Spyglass has a good effect. And here they're just trying to explain that to me. We don't currently have an active set, but we can see everything that we have a set for and how much we have down here. Once they become active, it's going to appear up here. Augments. They're green. So all of the common augments have been eliminated. And those that were deemed as vital or fun have been elevated up to at least green, rebalanced accordingly, and in general they've been shuffled around a lot. Now there's a bunch of scuff here, most notably Magma Miner only has 1 green augment at the time. He's supposed to have 3, or everybody's supposed to have 3 augments for each rarity tier, for a total of 9 now as opposed to 8. they only have green Wrecking Smash. So, if you're a type of person who wants to reroll to try and avoid, say, like Wrecking Smash here, we can do that as much as we want. It's not going to do anything. Now, I want to take Quicken Leap anyways, otherwise I would demonstrate that. I think we might want more money. If we actually get 50% more Quillings, being able to buy a build at the starting shop seems like a great idea. Otherwise, like, I think that Tarnish Vaults have a little bit more oomph to them now due to the fact that, well, getting sets is kind of important, and we'll hopefully be able to touch on that a little bit later. Okay, next big change, number 2. Pretty important for Magma Miner. Magma Miner's been changed. Heat no longer works the way that it did before. There is a new multiplier in the game, or technically, we'll get to that later, infinite multipliers. That is attack bonus. So, what attack bonus is it's a multiplier that increases only attack skills. This is important because of stuff like Invigorate. It's now your next attack deals double damage. And it literally means double damage. Now, Magma Miner gets to build up 10% attack binding damage each stack with his heat. So what that means is that we get to constantly get a constant multiplier of damage. If for whatever reason we had ability power, or it's not called ability power anymore, it's called Omni Damage. You can see it up here. If we have Omni Damage, it doesn't matter. Whereas before, if you had 10 stacks of heat and 10 ability power, it was basically a 50% damage increase because you're going from 100% increased damage to 200% increased damage. Hold up, I'm thinking. Yes, the amount of damage you're gaining is actually 1/3, I believe, at that point. Oh man, I'm losing it. Anyways, so as you got more and more ability power, the ability to gain ability power got worse. Now, no matter what, you're going to get, let's say, 10% per stack. Now, this is notably worse for DOT builds because DOT builds obviously aren't attack power, whereas Magma Miner was actually very strong for DOT builds because you would just gain the heat, wait till the end of your turn, DOT procs, you got an additional 10 ability power for it. You don't have that ability anymore. I also see that they've nerfed heat so that it only shields 1 instead of 2. So, at least they deal damage? I don't know. Disintegrate has been changed to add Vulnerable instead, and Vulnerable is 50% damage from attack bindings, which means that it does not work for our DOTs. Apparently, they hate DOT builds and decided to nerf them, I'm not going to say into the ground, right? But they're definitely worse off than they were before, in my opinion. I don't see why we wouldn't do this right now. I honestly might even use this. And this. Perfect. How did I shouldn't have this much. Why am I gaining that much points? Sorry about this. So it's 2,000. I'm supposed to be gaining plus 10%. I should have 220. Well, Alright, that's interesting. Alright, Cleave has been reworked. It has a lower cooldown now, which means that it's much more usable. Like, we can actually use it multiple times in a fight. And it, I think that's about it, honestly. Yeah, it still costs 2. It's still physical. It lost a little bit of damage. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not sure that we're going to do anything with that, though. I would much prefer to go into Grasp. As always, apparently. Let's see what we got here. Will Collector isn't bad. It gives us a lot more will, as you might guess. It's basically the Shattered Will set. And most notably, at 2, it allows orbs to grant us 4 Shattered Will. So, over time, that's going to be quite nice. Otherwise, it's 35% chance to gain 1 will. It's okay. I could also see re-rolling here. Let me pick this up. Okay, that's working. That is definitely providing more quillings. Alright. I think we're going to go ahead and take a reroll here. Bastion's nice, just getting 1 shield, especially when we get scored against how much damage we take. I think that I would prefer to actually have Misting Bells. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Misting Bells. I'm going to go ahead and take this Binding Empowerment because I can. Probably should have went to that Sea Breach to show off how they're better. Fish have been reworked. They're now just stats. I personally don't like them. Alright. Efficient Leap is absolutely roided. I don't know how this shipped. Yeah, if we reduce cooldown, I think we're going to take Efficient Leap. The movement, I don't care about. It's literally that damage. Extracting Smash, I could see that actually, like, popping off. Did you get buffed? You're 225 now. We don't have any damage. Holy crap. Okay, we're going to take Extracting Smash. Shattering Bonk is actually, like, pretty good, but we're going to see if this button isn't actually, like, good to use now. Okay, Big Quilling Cage. I suppose this is another thing I gotta explain. So they added a hard, like, quilling reward. And since we really don't need glyphs, I think that I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Might as well make even more money so that we can buy our build. Alright. Oh, what are these little guys? Provocatoire. If not hit for a turn, they gain 25% damage. Huh. It's a little spooky. I think I want to back up about here. Hook you. We can go ahead and we can leap here. There's really no reason not to. Pick up our power orb. Leap again. Bonk. Bonk. And because of our efficient leap, we have so much frickin'... Okay, we need to make sure to take care of this guy. And thankfully he got marked, so I appreciate that. We're going to try not to blow that immediately. Never mind. That's fine. It produced an orb. Do we want that right now? probably... Like, we don't really care about these cooldowns right now. We just want to, like, bonk this guy into submission. Is that going to... It's actually better for us to leap. Okay. We should be perfectly fine here. Leap, orb, leap. Okay, so that went from 98 to 302. So it gave us approximately 194 with 50% more. 50% more. So let's say that it's about 120. That's definitely more than a normal vault. Sorry, Quilling Cage. Oh, Quicken. Could we not? Really not sure I'm a fan of Quicken because it still purges our heat. Not sure that I want Cone of Frost either. We haven't re-rolled using a glyph, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that now. I guess we're taking Cleave. Let's try it. This is your chance, Cleave. Go ahead, take training weights. I definitely like having access to Striker, because that's our physical damage scaling. And it also gives us a little bit of physical damage, so I definitely appreciate that. Let's take a Sea Breach instead of a... We'll see what these guys do later. I want to actually make sure that I have a good use for that instead of just showing it off. Oh, it's this one, the one that didn't actually get changed. Okay. Go ahead and take my Quillings. First try. Let's go. Crafted Siphons is okay. So, this may look ridiculous. Gain 10 Omni damage. This thing right here is giving us 15 physical damage. It's actually, they redid the numbers here, and 15 physical damage is the same as physical power, except that it's the percentage that is displayed. So, for instance, this is going to increase all physical damage we deal by 15%. Even though it looks like plus blank damage, and we deal blank damage here, it's one of the things that there was a conversation about it. I think that, I don't know, they reworded the whole power system into damage, and then this got turned into like omni damage, and I think it's honestly just going to cause more confusion. But from now on, when you look at something like this, on defeating an enemy, gain 10 omni damage, even though this is technically ability power, it is 10% more damage, like increased damage. I don't know how to explain that without being more confusing. Oh, that gives a Reaver too? Okay. It's actually quite good then. Do I want an uncommon augment or more money? I think I want more money just to be safe. We're going to be spending a lot more money here, and I don't want to end up overspending, especially because I don't know what the budget is. The uncommon augment's probably honestly worth more, except for the fact that going to a shop, you can buy an uncommon augment for 100, so I guess actually technically this is worth more. We just don't get an immediate payout. Okay, can I get you like over here next to your buddies? Or I suppose I should actually just like glass you. Leap here. Get that bleed out. Power orb. Yeah, that's good. I don't know how quite we're going to take care of you, but we had to take care of that. Oh, and there's another one. I might honestly just take the damage, but I also don't want to just take the damage. You're not quite dying. Why would you do this? Wow. Oh, it's a power orb. Oh my good lord. Extracting Smash coming in for the clutch victory. This is a kill. That's just so ass, though. There we go. Alright, we did it. Evasion has been completely reworked into something called Blur. Reduce all incoming damage from attacks by 1 per stack. Lots of feedback in the playtester forum or Discord about how underwhelming this is. Yes, 1 stack of Blur by itself is underwhelming, but -1 damage taken is always like one of the most dangerous stats to add into a game like this. So it's it's pretty ridiculous. We're gonna go ahead and re-roll here. That is our other precision for more crit chance. 10% more crit chance because we're gonna make precision 1. And then the thing itself also gives us 20 critical damage, which is nice. So I think now I'm feeling good about taking this Vestigal Shrine. So what this does is, you can call this what you want. I call it a grinder. It literally looks like a grinder now. That is absolutely adorable. I love it. And you can toss anything in here, and it will give you double the Vestiges sets permanently. So if I throw this in here, I'll still have 1 precision from Moss Spyglass. This is going to get doubled. Unfortunately, it's just a single set. We would obviously prefer to give it more. Then, actually, do we want to do this then? Because if we give this, it currently gives us 15 physical damage, but set 1, or tier 1, striker 2, however you want to pronounce it, gives us 25 physical damage. So actually throwing this in the grinder will give us more damage, and then we also get to keep this critical damage. That's probably for the best. I'll go ahead and I'll do that. And so now we have striker 2, and we're getting 25 physical damage, which you can see here. It's very hard for me to keep referring to that as damage when I want to say power. Again, I think that it would just make more sense if they swapped back to power, but we'll have to see about that, right? They reduced the price on these things? What the frick? What have you done? Oh well. So, Storm King isn't bad. This really doesn't help us. We have 1 inventor though. So getting another inventor for just a free shock on a random enemy seems pretty good. Question is do we want to take Volcus's Bond Enhancer for just another 1 will every turn, which is pretty freaking good? Or do we want to go over here into a possible Stormy Smite build? Especially because, well, we're going to be picking up orbs, producing more orbs. This seems a little bit more like our set. However, again, to stipulate, heat does not scale Smite because it's not an attack binding. So it's going to actually make it a lot harder for us to scale Smite damage unless we go into the Smite set. I still think this is ohmic. Like, I think this is pretty good. Especially versus the bosses that we're facing. Let's not forget to grab this. -1 base cooldown. I actually think that that's good. Like, in the first time in forever, Quick and Cleave is, like, pretty good. Because now we get to use this every other turn, if we want. What's this little guy? Oh, at the end of turn, explodes itself to deal damage. Understood. So, our inventor hit the wrong thing. I don't think that I'm going to come up here and like do this for a measly amount of damage. Or I suppose it's not necessarily a bad idea. Let's get you a little bit closer. Then let's try and hit everything and fail. And then can I get you and Big Papa? Doesn't seem like it. This doesn't seem like it would be a bad move. How did I... Never mind, that took care of it. I was about to be a little upset. Alright. We are certainly not doing... Well, I guess we could take this. That would increase our smite damage. Not that it would have made much of a difference. The fish are kind of eh. Yeah, we're going to take like a huge turn deficit here. We're also taking damage, which is going to reduce our overall score. All around, not good times. All right. Fan of this. Excuse me, is Inventor supposed to only on the first turn of combat inflict shock? What the frick? Alright. Leap. Orb leap. Pole smash. I mean, that actually looks better. I think that just saved us. Can't do much about the damage that we're taking. However, I need to believe that everyone's taking a lot of damage right now. Leap. Orb. I mean, I don't even really need to leap. That should be with no turn penalties. That was 1 extra turn. Health lost 8. I'll do the math on that myself. Restore 100% HP. Now, hold up. Drought says that healing pools only restore 3 HP. We were lied to. Okay. Alright. Whack-a-bonk seems very good. Also, reducing cleave makes it a skill that we want to use more often. I kind of like that. Oversized smash makes it very good for us to pay this out. Generally speaking, we'll hit 2 enemies with it. Hitting 2 enemies for almost 300 damage for 2 is actually quite good. Whack-a-bonk just makes this, like, we gain heat better. That's really all that does. It's a lot of extra damage out there. We appreciate it. I think we're going to go in on Cleave. Like, this is Cleave's chance to make up for all of that it's done to us. I actually really like 1 stack of heat here. That's, like, really cool. Holy shit. I kind of wish that I would have taken the Whack-a-bonk now. Oh, man. So, we now have a Vestige Harvester here. This one does not double the set bonus. It just gives us the set bonus. I'm not sure that I have anything here that I'm willing to do that to. Like, technically, Ink Needle Compass would probably save us some room. That's probably what we're supposed to do. We'll go ahead and we'll do that, I suppose. And we can grind as many as we want. I want the mark on the furthest enemy. I kind of want extra sources of shield. I obviously don't want to grind up these 2 here. That seems a little weird. Just a little weird. And so now we're looking for more Striker and Precision. If we can get 1 more Inventor, that's kind of nice, because then we get the shock every turn like I thought that it did. And that's actually quite low for a 5. If I recall correctly, though, Inventor is like a late game set. You don't really see anything of that early. The only reason that we did is because of Store of Legends giving us Omic Orb Walkers and Crafted Siphons coming out of a Vulture. Give me a rare augment. If that up tiers into a purple, that could be game-changing for us. Otherwise, I have a general idea what our augments are giving us, but I don't know for certain. Guess we're just going to go ahead and use this. Bonk. Orb. Okay. I was waiting for that the bleed stacks to either appear or not disappear. I think we need to take care of these little guys here. They also give us Omni damage, is what it's called, for the rest of the combat, which is quite nice. And let's see if we can't sneak this in here. Thank you very much. Honestly, having a way to vent this heat would be quite nice, because then we'd be able to get the shielding and the movement multiple times, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that's an extra turn. It is. Okay, I'm willing to take that. Like, I don't like it. Oh, wait, here's an early Inventor. Okay. Starwalker, bindings that do not deal damage have -1 base cooldown. Meep. I don't like Trader's Dagger, but I like having precision. Again, Venomous and all this just seems like it's not really good for us. The reason why we would take this is to get to Precision 3, and then we can grind it to get to Precision 4. And I think that that's very good. Also, getting that Inventor seems pretty good. On your turn, if you have 0 Omni damage, if your Omni damage is 0, gain 1 will. Magma Miner doesn't have to worry about that, but of course, Crafted Siphons is going to ruin that the first time that we kill an enemy. So, this honestly is pretty garbo, and the Starwalker doesn't even make this worth grinding for us. So we might as well just take Trader's Dagger. What do we got here? I kind of like I don't want to do Razor Sharp Cleave because we have Inkwell and it actually works on bosses now. I think it's Mega Smash, making it more likely for us to actually get a kill with Smash. And then if we can get AoE on it, I think that that's like the perfect wombo combo. That's usually bread and butter Smash anyways, but I think that it's going to be pretty serviceable to us. What the frick is going on here? I think that we're fine on Quillings. I just don't know if we can spend anymore. So let's go to the lab and just get free stuff. Seems fine. Hey, there's this thing called the Opal Slab. You want this? Oh, he called me friend. There we go. There's no way that this could ever do anything terrible to us. Stone Blossom. On being hit, this vestige gains max HP. I honestly think we need that. If we want to get out of this HP deficit, we need something. This is probably going to have to be it. This works through our shield, I believe. Otherwise, I would really like to take Miner's Gloves. Why does this give Vigorous? What? Whatever. Okay. Sure. Okay. Stone Blossom, I think, is the play here. Getting another shielding off of getting another Bastion seems pretty good, but again, we don't really want this effect. This set is kind of useless to us. It's not worth just that set bonus alone, so let's take Stone Blossom and start gaining that max HP. Disintegrate. It's back and better than ever. Give me a better vault. I think that's what I want. Oh, look, it's Brain Tuna again. I guess I should save that for the boss. What are you? Lifelink. On defeat, another random enemy is healed for 15%. Don't like that. I'm willing to do this simply because it spawns an orb and spreads quite a lot of damage. That's pretty roided. We can leave this for next turn. Let me just make sure that that's actually the case. We want to get hit if we can. So let's get hit. Okay. What else we got going on here? Tons of orbs. I like it. This honestly should just do most of our work for us. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't take too many orbs. Let's use this leap. Orb again. Let's use this leap. And then I think I honestly want to keep you alive and take another hit. So we're just gonna, you know, do some bonkertunities here. End our turn here. Just trying to be careful because we need to be extra careful on how we're using our turn here. This honestly might be a Disintegrate. Okay, maybe that was a bit excessive. Not sure how I feel about any of this. I like the huge area. Hemo not reducing its cooldown now. I don't know how to feel about that. Hemo still deals the most damage though. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll take it. Harmonizing Whistle. If only we had a magic skill. What is this? Shadow. On turn start, take 1 damage. Seems interesting. This is Striker and Enchanted. So this is Striker 3. And then we can liquidate it in order to gain even more damage. It's not too bad. Does Shadow do anything at 1? It does not. So this just gives us 20% increased damage. These are honestly all kinda eh. I think I'm willing to reroll here. We haven't seen the Quilling Pot yet. Okay. This is actually pretty disgusting. We gain a Bastion, and we get 1 Storm King, so that scales our smite damage. Pretty notable, especially because we have ways of gaining shield in the middle of a turn. We could go for Verdant Sprout, which gains max HP every fight. Gives us Verdant, so we gain even more max HP. This is probably, again, how we get out of the deficit of negative 20 HP. We also have cheese cards here for that extra critical. And it gives us money. Quilling Hoarder seems like it's not really something that we would use, but it's there. I think it's honestly Verdant Sprout. We can always just liquidate this. Doesn't seem like something we'd want to do, but it might just be liquidating Stone Blossom, keeping this. Like, we've got so many good options here. Like, I don't know if 90 damage smites are actually going to carry us to victory here. That's my only issue there. We'll take this. Critical bonk? God, I hate those numbers, but I think it's the play. Alright, do we want to liquidate anything? Yeah, I'll be honest, like, liquidating the Stone Blossom just seems like the better move. Like, yes, we technically lose out, but we need the inventory space. Oh, no. We were going to liquidate Trader's Dagger. Let's just do that. That seems much better. So let's actually go here. Oh, it's a good thing we didn't get rid of that Stone Blossom, because we're going to get hit a lot here just because of these guys' passive. Deal 2 damage to the attacker. Don't mind if you do. That didn't work. Why? Okay, hold up. like, if this stuff says deal damage, it doesn't necessarily say hit, but if this is going to apply ink drain, it should also apply that. Change my mind. We're also about to take a heck a ton of damage. I honestly don't think that there's much that we can do about that. This will get rid of you, but I think that that's kind of a waste. This increases our ability damage because we will have dispatched a foe. That's going to have to be it. Ooh! What is this? Glass jaw. If above, deals more damage. Well, that's not good. I want to get hit. Let's put you, like, relatively over here. Yeah, that worked. The heck's up with that? We did it, but we lost 10% for losing a ton of health. It says that we only lost 3 health. What? Oh, because Verdant Sprout. Let's go. It's saving our score. Plus 12 damage, increased range, slightly increased area AoE. I kind of like that. I also like Sapping Grasp, but I suppose that that's going to be less of an issue going forward. So I think this is honestly Bolstered Leap. It's kind of weird to put all greens on this, but I suppose, yeah, why not? I would actually prefer for this to be like shielding, but I guess we might have to find shielding elsewhere. Or maybe we just don't take Wrecking Smash instead. I kind of want that purple though. We're going to take Bolstered Leap. It's a pretty roided skill, if I do say. Inflict Shatter on Bonk seems good. Prepared Grasp being free seems almost better. I think it's Shattering Bonk, though. Let's take, is there anything we want to liquidate? I kind of want to keep Misting Bells. I want to keep Moss Spyglass. I want to keep Crafted, Omic. These two we obviously want to keep. So we don't want to go here. Let's go to a Sea Breach. See what they got for us. Money? Arguing Binders. So, I would love to grab random augments for 3 bindings. Up to uncommon? That doesn't make sense. We didn't need a review for that. If we take this, we're very likely going to fill Smash, and we don't want to fill Smash. So I think one rare augment is probably the best here. This, I guess we could test to see if this overstacks still. And we can get like 5 on one skill. But I don't think that that's necessarily something that we're looking to do. Just give me a random rare. Oh! At least it deals damage. That's definitely a button, I'll tell you what. What do we got here? Oh my goodness! It's the lava lizard! I also like Heart of the Last Lifeless. We're currently trying to scale max HP. This is going to be more useful later, but right now it... what's our actual max HP? Wrong button. 35. This won't give us HP anymore, but that would be 50 Omni Power. It's something. I honestly think that Sybil is just better. Like, it does nothing for us as far as sets, but I still think that that's the ticket. I could also see Storm King. We get the shock. We get the smites. Like, it's pretty freaking good. The only problem is obviously if we buy this, how the hell are we going to get our end of run stuff? Like, I really wish that we could have taken Refactory. We're just not going to make that much money. We probably will, and then I'll feel like an idiot, but oh man. That's a very good shop. I guess after this boss, we can see how much, how close we are, and then determine from there, like, what we want to do. This is still, like, our best damage. There we go. It would have been better to leave those eggs alive so that we could have gotten more kills for crafted siphons, but this is kind of how it's going to have to be. I don't know if I necessarily want to leap on you. It definitely deals more damage, which is probably best. Otherwise, just critical bonking you once. Alright, alright. That's a lot of frickin' heat. Okay. I think we're going to lose a turn here. That's probably fine. There we go. Are you seriously not going to bleed out? Come on, man. Come on, man. Alright. Not much we can do about that. We're slowly gaining damage at least. We're farming your boys for damage. I really don't want to use that, so I'd prefer to just like walk over here as close as possible and bop ya. That'll phase ya. You're probably going to come over into the middle here because you're going to be Weaver. Thank you. Orb. Leap. Orb. It's so freaking close. We're gonna live at least. That's not the issue. We're going to take a turn deficit. That's the issue. And we lost 9 health. That's a lot of health loss. Or points loss. We actually... God, okay, hold up. If we buy that, we're actually not going to be okay. We can't buy a legendary. Loot box achieved. We got an electric trail. Woo. We lose a ton of damage, but we can grab. This is 50% more damage. This is 50% increased damage. Well, it's technically going to be a little bit more because we're gaining like, what, 7 or so a turn? It's probably this just to add some damage. I find that hard to believe. I think I'm going to believe in Refractory. I think Lava Lizard is the best option here, though. On hitting an enemy, chance to spawn an orb. That is probably the best thing that we could possibly get. Even though discounted cleave would make it free, like that is incomparable to the chance to making more orbs, which is free smites for more damage. Is our Storm? Yeah, our Storm King's active. There's just only a certain amount of slots here. Okay. Like, I could see liquidating this. That's not really going to give us our top precision, but it's... Mark is kind of important, though. It's kind of useless coming up here, though. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Probably could have used it for this fight, though. There's really no purpose to that. We can come back. Right here. You piece. We can hit everybody anyways. I don't care about what you want to do. That's like insurmountably large. We'll save that for next turn. A tuning stone? Are we going to be okay? How much is this doing? 175? That's nowhere near enough. If it crits, we're fine. I don't want to waste this. It won't do it anyways. Oh, hold up. You're shattered. So this is actually dealing almost like 450? That doesn't seem right. $340. I'm going to choose to believe. Okay. Save that for next turn. It's a whole lot of spears, honestly. I want you over in here. That's going to create another orb. We're fine. There we go. We're alive. Armored Porcupine is cute. I don't think that we necessarily need it. None of this really gives us any, like, juicy sets. We can reroll. We probably should. We can't really afford anything up at the next thing anyways. On being hit without taking damage, your next... What? Well, what? These are terrible? Reroll me? We have one Reaver. So then that'll give us some crit damage. Do we just want Bastion instead? Maybe. Actually, Roots of Reprieve seems like the best thing here. Holy crap, hold up. We get Striker. We get another stack of Verdant, which isn't going to be enough to, like, push up anything. But then, of course, we get one cost discount on all of our physical bindings. We have only physical bindings. That seems pretty freaking good. We can afford to reroll here. Another Inventor? Doesn't seem to do much for us. Most of this is good for us, though. Especially if we get that 50% crit chance. I don't know, seems pretty freaking good. So then the question is, do we liquidate Misting Bells? Because it's currently like the worst thing on in our kit here. I also cannot help but notice that we are going to be short on the HP milestone. Just barely. That's unfortunate. Okay. Leaky Pen is actually quite interesting. Allows us to proc Omic. That's an Orb Lord, so we get Orb Lord set. That really doesn't do anything for us, not by itself. We kind of need Orb Lord 3 in order for that to start doing stuff. We're not going to get that. I don't know, man. I think it's disassembly. If we're going to not take damage, that's how we're not going to take damage. Oh, sorry. We need to actually pick that up and then grind it. It's just a little awkward. Those are interesting. Baylor's Tongue actually giving crit now. That would be pretty dang good for us if we had it. Alright. Well, we're going to miss HP. We can't really count, like, turn deficits. Like, obviously we could have done much better there, but, yeah, or at least it's harder for us to count turn deficits. I should have been up at the top. I forgot how to play Runestone for just a second. So now this hand's facing in completely the wrong direction. This is the worst day. Okay, that's set in stone. We're pretty good. We just need to figure out how we're going to get this heat. And this damage. Because the boy ain't taking any damage. Holy Lord. Well, that's our damage. Do I need to do that? No, I can just auto you. You're already getting hit. Let's leap down here, make some money. Might as well just farm up a bit. And then we want to be about right here. Oh my god, he's actually shooting through the tuning stones? I never thought that such a beautiful turn could exist. Let's get our maximum heat. Mark. Cleave. Again, might as well pop him. We'll meet you over here, buddy. I was kind of hoping that one of you guys would be shocked, but no. Goes to show you can't always get what you want. Reach a reprieve popping off. This is actually... I'll be honest, this is pretty... like, good right here? Like, we probably could have used our free bonk first, but... Let's go! Is there bonus points for, having... How did we heal another... I don't know how we healed that, but I'll take it. Did I have Sapping Grasp? I did not. I shouldn't have gained that much health. But I'll take it. Because we're Healthy Max, Quilling's Max, Glyph Grabber Max. They don't tell us how many we lost due to turn penalties. Turn penalties and turn penalties as well as health and health penalty totals for fights. I think we played really frickin' well. Like, obviously, admittedly, we had a bit of an advantage because we knew all the system changes ahead of time, or at least enough of them to actually, like, make a considerable difference. We were making smart decisions. Hashtag streamer privilege, I guess. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't think that we should have gotten the healthy max. I'll have to take a look at see like maybe when that happened. But we only should have gained 1 extra health and then healed 4. If anything, that would have left us even, but we gained 1 extra health? I don't know. Anyways, hopefully the run was entertaining, or at least educational. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put those down in the comments below. And until next time, we will catch you guys around.